The future is electric. How many times have you heard that? Too many in the last decade. But when will that future arrive? I ask because electric vehicle companies are making a splash, and quite a big one too. The latest is VinFast. It's a Vietnamese EV maker. It is owned by the country's richest man. VinFast debuted on the Wall Street this week. It was a blockbuster debut. The company's shares closed around 270% up on Tuesday. 270%. The initial offer price was $10. It opened at $22 and it closed at $37. It is indeed a dream debut, but this story is not about VinFast, it's about the auto industry in general. How it is changing from fossil fuels to electric, that's what we want to track. Let's stick to VinFast for a bit. After Tuesday's debut, the company's market capitalization reached $85 billion. Compare that to other car makers. Ford is at $48 billion. General Motors is at $43 billion. These are the biggest car makers in the US. They mostly sell gasoline cars. But their market cap is half of VinFast. What does that tell you? The future is indeed electric. These valuations are not based on sales or profits. They're based on expectations. Expectations that the future is electric. Let me explain with an example. We will look at Tesla and Toyota. One is the largest EV maker. The other is the largest overall. How many vehicles did Toyota sell last year? Around 10.5 million. What about Tesla? Just 1 million. So Toyota's sales are 10 times more. Now let's look at profits. Toyota made $18 billion last year and Tesla around $12 billion. Toyota's market cap is around $220 billion. And Tesla is more than 3 times that. Tesla's market cap is around $715 billion. So even the market thinks that the future is electric. There are 2 reasons for that. Number one is climate change. Countries have committed to net zero emissions. You can't achieve those without fuel cars, or with fuel cars rather. So the plan is to phase them out. Even India is looking at doing that. A government panel has proposed banning diesel cars by 2027, but the centre is yet to accept it. If fuel cars leave the market, buyers will not have an option. It's either electric or nothing. Reason number 2 is cost. Electric vehicles are more expensive to buy, but their running cost is less. The average cost of a petrol car in India is 8 to 10 rupees per kilometre. That's the average, 8 to 10 rupees per kilometre. What about EVs? Just 1 to 2 rupees. So in the long run, you will end up saving more. You also get tax stops and subsidies for buying electric vehicles. So why aren't more people buying them? Well, if you look around, there aren't many options. That's one problem. Here in India, the average price tag of cars is around 7 lakhs. It's the national average, 7 lakh rupees. But a Tesla, if it comes to India, will cost you somewhere close to 50 lakh rupees. There is simply no comparison. The other problem is charging. You may spend around 5 to 10 minutes at the gas station. But EV charging takes a lot more. And to make things worse, there are fewer stations. India has around 7,000 EV charging stations. Compare that to petrol pumps. We have around 80,000 of them. So infrastructure is key, but chances are the world will come around. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. If you don't believe me, just look at the Germans. They're supposed to be the best car makers in the world, but even the Germans are going electric. BMW says EVs will make up 50% of their sales before 2030. Audi is launching 10 EV models by 2026 and Mercedes is planning to go 100% electric by 2030. So the writing is on the wall. Both customers and car makers realize this. In 2020, just 5% of the cars sold were EVs. In 2021, it was 9%. And last year, 14%. This is massive growth for any industry. The likes of Tesla and VinFast have a head start here, hence the higher valuation. But the traditional car makers are catching up. When they do, things will get more interesting. Will the sky-high valuations remain, or will they be cut to size? Either way, India too needs to think about EVs. We have dozens of startups focusing on this technology, but let's face it, it's a long shot. You need scale to succeed in the auto market. Some Indian companies are making an effort. Mahindra, for instance, is launching 16 EV models by 2027. Tata says half of their sales by 2030 will come from electric vehicles. The idea is to make them affordable and efficient. But all of this falls flat if the government does not get on board. There is no point using an EV if electricity is coming from a coal power plant. You need green power. You need more chargers. Only then will the future be electric.